Just over a month ago, we took a look at 7 of the best players to have been sold by Jose Mourinho. The video did fairly well, so we thought we'd turn our attention to another high-profile manager, Pep Guardiola. Pep has made a barnstorming start in the Premier League this season, with his Man City side having taken 28 points from a possible 30 so far, scoring a phenomenal 35 goals in 10 games in the process. Prior to taking the reins at the Etihad, Pep enjoyed great success in Barcelona and spent a few years at Bayern Munich. He has been a manager for a total of just 8 seasons, which is considerably less than Mourinho, but how does his top 7 players sold hold up when compared to Jose's? Taken into account is the players' ability, the stage they were at in their careers, and what they accomplished following their sale. Here are our 7 best players sold by Pep Guardiola. Deco. Just squeezing in ahead of the likes of Thierry Henry and Mario Gomez is retired playmaker Deco. A diminutive but tough midfielder who could play as a number 6, 8 or 10, Deco seems like a typical Pep player, but he was sold in the Spaniard's first summer in charge at Barcelona. The Brazilian-born former Portugal international was just about to turn 31 at the time of his departure to Chelsea, so it may be fair to say he was past his prime, but he was still some player. He started like a house on fire in West London, winning Player of the Month in August of 2008, but injuries and the sacking of Luis Felipe Scolari saw him leave Stamford Bridge after just 2 seasons. Deco retired in 2013 after 3 seasons in Brazil. Mario Mandzukic. Croatian international Mario Mandzukic is perhaps a somewhat underrated centre-forward. In his single season playing under Pep Guardiola at Bayern Munich, he scored 26 goals in 48 games. Hardly the worst record, but he found himself out the door in the summer of 2014. Mandzukic claimed Pep's playing style did not suit him, and he made a move worth €22 million to Atletico Madrid. After a single season in Madrid, Mandzukic was signed by Juventus, where he has been less prolific but no less involved. He played 86 games in his first 2 seasons in Turin and has made 14 appearances already this season. Of course, Bayern brought in the superb Robert Lewandowski in the summer that Mandzukic left the club, but he is still a top-level player who scored in last season's Champions League final and as such deserves his spot in 6th. Ronaldinho. It's difficult to assess Pep Guardiola's sale of Ronaldinho at Barcelona. On the one hand, Barca had such success in his 4 years there that it's difficult to question any of his decisions. On the other, if he could have motivated Ronaldinho, he would have had one of the most gifted players to have ever played the game at his disposal. Ronaldinho was only 28 when he left Barcelona for AC Milan in a move worth £22 million. Undoubtedly, his last season at Barca had been his worst, but his first 2 seasons at AC Milan went fairly well. He scored 10 and 15 goals respectively, being the top assist provider in Serie A for the 2009-10 season, and even did enough to make AC Milan's all-time Hall of Fame. Make no mistake, he was a world away from the unplayable Ronaldinho of 2002 to 2007, but he is still well worth a place in our top 7. Yaya Toure. He may have been reduced to the role of bit part player this season, but Yaya Toure has been one of the best midfielders in Europe in the 7 years since he was sold to Man City by Pep Guardiola. In fact, he has arguably been Man City's most important signing since Sheikh Mansour's takeover almost a decade ago. A powerful and technical midfield maestro, he is the only Premier League midfielder other than Frank Lampard to have hit 20 goals in a single Premier League campaign. Since leaving Barcelona, Yaya has won 7 trophies, including 2 Premier League titles, and he has been named African Footballer of the Year, a joint record 4 times. The 34-year-old is now back playing under Pep at the Etihad. Samuel Eto'o. You'll do well to find a more vociferous critic of Pep Guardiola than Samuel Eto'o. In his first summer in charge at the Camp Nou, Pep stated his intentions to sell Eto'o, who had scored 94 goals in 147 games over his first 4 seasons at Barcelona. Eto'o refused and remained determined to prove his worth. In Guardiola's first season in charge, he had his best ever campaign, scoring 36 goals. Enough to convince Pep to keep him? Apparently not. The Cameroon legend left as a make-way, along with a whole heap of cash, in order to bring Zlatan Ibrahimovic to the Camp Nou. Eto'o proceeded to score 53 goals in 101 games in 2 seasons at Inter Milan, winning 6 trophies, including the Champions League. Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Mentioned only moments ago, the man who cost Barcelona £59 million plus the prolific Samuel Eto'o, Zlatan Ibrahimovic lasted just a single season in the Barca first team after his enormous signing. He scored 21 goals in 45 games in that solitary campaign, not his finest but hardly disgraceful. Ibrahimovic and Guardiola never quite clicked though, and the charismatic Swede accused his boss of buying a Ferrari and driving it like a Fiat, and he later made even more damning remarks about the current Man City manager. Following his departure, Zlatan scored prolifically in Serie A with AC Milan, before a switch to PSG, where he became their all-time leading scorer in just 4 seasons, scoring 156 goals in 180 games. Now aged 36, Ibrahimovic is in his second season with Manchester United, where he's currently recovering from injury. Toni Kroos. Top of the pile in this 7 without any shadow of a doubt is Toni Kroos. Samuel Eto'o and Zlatan Ibrahimovic were both world-class forwards, but both were also approaching 30, and Barcelona did have Lionel Messi as their talismanic forward. Bayern Munich, on the other hand, for all their talent, do not have a central midfielder as gifted as Toni Kroos. Fresh off the back of winning the 2014 World Cup with Germany, Bayern sold Kroos to Real Madrid in a deal worth around £25 million. In what now looks like one of the steals of the last few years, Kroos has formed a formidable midfield partnership with Luka Modric in an excellent Real Madrid side. The reason for the move has been speculated about a lot. Kroos certainly earned far more by making the move than he would have had he accepted a new deal at Bayern, but it's also been reported that the club told him he wouldn't be offered top money as he wasn't a world-class player. Well, how they may rue that decision now. Kroos has won the Champions League twice in 3 years at Real, as well as 6 further trophies. So that's it for our top 7. Honourable mentions go to the likes of Mario Gomez, Thierry Henry, Bastian Schweinsteiger and Kelechi Iheanacho. Thanks for watching, give us a like if you enjoyed the video, and don't forget to subscribe to HITC Sevens.